Hi, I'm Michele Saumberfield. I spent this Sunday, today, writing a poem. I did other things too. I did a lot of dishes, cleaned up after the cats, fed the birds, watched movies. But I figured I would write a poem because I find poetry to be rather cathartic. Now, anybody who's followed me knows that I do use the pen name Monica Wishbriar when I write poetry because I feel the poems are different than just regular writing. They're more of a challenge. It's more of a challenge finding the right words because not only do they have to have meaning and sound good, but they have to sound extra good in conjunction with the words that have just come before them, within a few sentences. So it's just a real challenge. I've been trying to record this poem for the last 2 hours, I'd say. I'm having all kinds of technical difficulties. Plus, I get tongue-tied. So I'm going to drink a little more of my chai, as you can see. This is chai with rum in it. I've drank quite a bit of it already as I've been trying to videotape this poetry reading. I've had problems with the poem literally disappearing on my screen. I'm trying to look at it as a Word document in Gmail, so the writing's bigger than if I were to read it off of a posted Facebook site. But I have to do a lot more scrolling around. It's been disappearing off the screen. I've had trouble with lighting. I'm just tired. Tomorrow I've got to go to work, at 8:30 in the morning. I've got to be ready to work, and I'm losing momentum here. So I'm bitching. But I'm going to try to get through this poem as best I can with a little help from rummed up chai. I am not driving after I drink. Hopefully the video won't be too dark. I'm having some problems because the light that's on my camera is sitting on top of my laptop. The problem is it reflects strange light into my glasses, and then I look like an alien. So I have to videotape this in slightly dimmer light than I want in order to keep the glare at a minimum on my glasses. So, I'm wearing my lovely Livingston, Montana t-shirt that somebody special sent me. I have a phobia about having collars that are too high up on my neck. I don't know if I was hung during a past life or what. I don't know why, but I don't like collars to be high up on my neck. So, in order to go down, I tampered with my G-spot. Okay, so I literally cut the G out of Livingston, Montana. Okay. But I am going to attempt to read this poem. It is basically written as if I'm talking to the person it's about. Few people understand what this poem is about. It may not make as much sense to others, but it's personal, and I'm just going to read it now. Hopefully I can get through it. It's called The Psychic Fair Affair by Monica Wishbriar. The Psychic Fair Affair. Your eyes blue, your hair tresses blonde. You came into my life, and then you were gone. We met a couple decades ago at a fair where you were the show. You answered several questions, yet not the one I most wanted to know. We sat across a little table, you on the other side. I found you rather appealing. My reaction I tried to hide. I proceeded with my inquiries. You gave me your psychic take. though all very pleasant chit-chat, something else I wanted to make. 15 minutes we were involved in my silly little quest. You gave me answers I didn't like, but in my mind you passed the test. You didn't sway, compromise, or pander. You held hard to what you said. In turn, my respect swelled rapidly, mounting curiosity about you in bed. I wasn't looking for a yes man or a scammer who told me lies, and the more you didn't just back down, I imagined you tight on my thighs. But alas, that singular night did pass, and your business partner and friend made an executive decision which hastened our exchange to its end. Initially, we flirted a bit, unable to break our connection. Online, we exchanged pictures and words, long distance, both annoying and protection. Me in Pennsylvania, you several states away, trying to flirt up the momentum still, but it somehow slipped in a fray. Suddenly, words became frustrating, our stories didn't quite fit. We said adieu and carried on, though your name remained on my lips. I told others about you at times. I told them how you impressed, and I put you on a mythical status and embarked on a long-term quest. 21 years have since passed, 21 years of not knowing, thoughts of you stirring all along, my imagination overflowing. Sometimes I would see photographs and long to hear you speak. I would search for more of you, like a teenage fan, a freak. I interpreted what little I found. I misinterpreted it as well. You seemed to be bigger than life, like an enigma's mesmerizing spell. I thought perhaps you were living it up, like some Hugh Hefner in a castle. I imagined you drowning in naked girls, and I didn't want the hassle. I thought perhaps you were on a mountain, cooking dinner by a stream. I imagined you living in the middle of the woods, and I wanted you wild in my dreams. I wondered if you would remember me. I changed after so many years. I wondered if I might seem like a joke, but I put aside my fears. I again requested your friendship. You responded in lightning speed. You revealed surprising thoughts, which were remarkable and hard to believe. Isn't it funny how things can be? A psychic who didn't realize that he was unforgettable to a girl with almond-shaped eyes. And a girl who writes books about reincarnation had a crush on a psychic man who remembered they had a past life together as soon as their acquaintance began. But he was afraid to say a word for fear she wouldn't understand, and yet this girl with hazel eyes would have thought it a karmic plan. Why did it take so long to find out? Why so slow to unfold? Why were we each not much bolder? Why not till we were old? So many years have gone by, so many places and various lovers, so many things missed together, living stories with so many others. And now we're here in two different places. Now here we are in a bind, living far apart as usual, but closer than before in our minds. Frustrating, yes, surely it is. Hell, it's an awful fix. It seems like today is some kind of anguish, a twisted ridiculousness. Why didn't we get to share school days? Why never living in the same state? Why must either of us sacrifice instead of being blessed by fate? Why does it all have to be strife-filled? Why is now such a mess? Why so hard to satisfy our hearts? In the same place we get undressed. Why is true love something elusive? Compatibility sometimes a knot? Why is it hard to comprehend? Passion can be screwed by fate's lot. At what point should we just give up? At what point simply dismiss? I will always wonder what could have happened if we had kissed. 21 years ago we met. 21 years you walked away. 2 decades is a very long time, but it feels like a moment from yesterday. And so if we must wait a little longer, we should be consoled, knowing that we have made more memories. For 3.5 months we were gold. June 2021 we began again and said what was on our minds. July flew by and August came, and in September we ran out of time. We talked in secret and bared our souls. We spoke of many things. We reveled in naked conversations, and you gave me a little bling. So as this interlude has ended, we shall close this chapter for now. But in the future, I know we will be in my biography together on our shelf. For on the very night we met, your prediction was pretty clear, and eventually I will be entwined with the man who you see in the mirror. I hope that during the coming days you find someone you enjoy, because when we do finally meet up, I want to be your choice. You put me on a pedestal. You say I'm all you want, but how do you know surely that's true when your obsession with me is so blunt? You say I have to make a decision, choosing you over another man, but you are the one not choosing me. You are driven by obsession's demands. You tell me I'm the most beautiful one. You say I'm afraid to love. You say that no one else has loved me, and you'll make me scream till I come. Maybe you can only choose me if you find someone else quite nice, and if you really still want me then, as a person and not a vice. Maybe you need to calm your mind, carry on as if I'm a ghost, and figure out what I mean to you when you're holding someone else close. Do you want me that much for sure, based on one past life? Do you merely want me because you are experiencing pain like a knife? Do you really crave my company and adore me like you say? Or am I merely better than nothing on a boring Livingston day? You said I was in your thoughts before, but you really didn't know me then. And now you do, quirks and all, as I revealed again and again. I want to believe we are made for each other, but one thing I must confess. If I do not have your wholehearted trust, I cannot live with the resulting duress. You have had more partners than I. You boasted you screwed a queen. You told me about having other men's wives and indulged in the swinger's dream. You described many of your women as beauties, buried hours between their legs. Yet already you worry that I'm unfaithful, when to you I've given so much private away. You seem to think it is so easy, that I should just pick up and move. You discount oh so many things, and I'm the one with everything to lose. I know you think that I am lacking adventure and love in my heart, but you are the one who wants to sit still while I pull my life apart. I could never disband my life as easily as you claim, and if you truly love me for real, that much you would understand. You cannot demand that I should deem everything before you meaningless. You cannot control me by stories of how I'll tremble with your tongue and your penis. So I guess we shall see where life goes from here, if we're meant to be together. Throw back your gin and tonics, love, and I'll rum myself in good measure. 21 years ago we met, 2 decades ago we parted. I wanted so badly to have your kiss, I didn't realize exactly what started. And for all of this, I say to you, I wonder what part you'll remember. The future remains to unfold. I wish I could see next September. I do not want to be your enemy or merely a long-distance friend. I do not want to be just a toy or manipulated to bend. If I travel a path to you, I want it to really be because we actually love each other for real and not obsessively. I cannot change my life for you if you are a romantic crush. I do not want to be in your bed if I'm just a novelty rush. Winning isn't winning if we choose each other over no one or someone weak. I am not a girl to cling to simply when things are bleak. You cannot always choose me over nothing. I'm better than being lonely. But do you want me when your life is great? I won't believe you until you show me. 22 years is coming soon, but you made my days richer last summer. For now, forget me and go along in your life. I'll see you soon, future lover. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Totally tripped over the words in the last several stanzas. Totally tripped over them. I wanted to say, you can always choose me over nothing. I'm better than being lonely. But do you want me when your life is great? I won't believe you until you show me. That's what it was, but I was tripping over words. You know, maybe I don't think highly enough of myself. I don't know. I can't go there. I don't want to go there right now. But of course, I'm better than nothing. You know, I mean, if somebody is feeling bored and down and out, of course I'm better than nothing. That doesn't mean that I'm who they will choose if they're, you know, thriving in their life. Maybe they wouldn't choose me. Maybe they wouldn't think I was good enough if they were really happy in their current life and had throngs of women hanging around them. You know, maybe they go, she's a little too plain. She's a little too blah. You know, I totally believe in a relationship that you need to stick with someone through thick and thin. And so I do realize that when things are difficult, if you're in a relationship, you have to stick it out. You should want to be with someone and support them no matter what. But at the same time, if somebody is at a point in their life where you're constantly asking them how their day's going and they're telling you all the time, I'm bored, nothing's going on, nothing's happening, I'm bored. How do you know that they're not just talking to you because they're bored? How do you know, if somebody has 3 different women flirting with them on a regular basis, or telling them they're handsome, or if they're attracted to 20 women they see every day or whatever, and they're still choosing you, and then it's like, okay, well, they like something specific. It's really strange. Relationships are strange because I do believe they are through thick and thin, whatever. Health, wealth, poverty, not, whatever, all that stuff, like people take vows about. I can't think right now. But at the same time, again, I have to say, if somebody is constantly telling you, nothing's going on, I'm so bored, then how do you know that you're special to them? Because maybe they just think you're better than being bored. Or if somebody's totally obsessed with you, then how do you know what about you they really like? Because obsession is a strange thing. Obsession takes over your mind. And I know this because I've become obsessed, when I've wanted to buy a particular thing when I was shopping. Like, I became obsessive wanting to buy Mallard Duck stuff all the time, or I became obsessed wanting to buy troll dolls all the time, or whatever. And then it gets to the point where you'll just take in everything you can because you you are in that collection mentality. You are in that obsession mentality where you feel like passing anything up you can't pass anything up because you think you have to have the most. You have to just acquire. And so if someone is obsessed with you, how do you know what they really actually like about you? Because they're in that obsessive mode where it's like, are you really seeing me? I don't know if you even see me. I don't know what you see because you seem to like me too much. I know that sounds weird. I think there's a fine line between self-esteem or having a crush on someone or whatever and obsession. I want to be absolutely enthusiastic, have a total mega crush on whoever I'm with. But I don't want to be obsessed to the point where I don't see things with clarity. And I don't want anyone to be that way about me. And I think it's really interesting to be in a situation where I met someone so many years ago, 2 decades ago, and I never forgot them and they never forgot me, and then we rekindled our friendship and found out that we had this like long-lasting interest in one another. Is amazing and beautiful. But it's also daunting because it's kind of like, okay, Michelle, don't lose your mind. You're still in the middle of another life. You're still in a different state than this person. You still have a job in this state. You still have relationships, friendships, and whatever in this state. You still have obligations in the state. You still have pets in the state. You don't want to move farther away from where your parents are because your parents are older and your mother's always been sickly. She's been sickly for 20 years plus, and so you can't, I don't want to lose my mind over somebody even if the attraction's there. And I don't want somebody else to choose me because they're currently not working and they're bored. Because they are fantastic at photography and I like posing. Because they have been in an accident and have a lot of pain in their life, physical pain in their life. And there's nothing I would love more than to be able to take that away. But at the same time, I don't want to be with someone who is obsessing about me and keeps telling me I'm wonderful and beautiful and amazing and this and that. And maybe they're doing that because I distract them. I don't know. I can't explain it. I want someone who really sees me and wants me. And for me, it's really hard to be in a situation where somebody's asking me to move to live with them, but I have to basically shatter everything in my life around me right now in order to do it. And it's really hard for me to be in a situation where somebody's basically saying, oh, nothing you have now can compare to what I can give you. It seems unfair. It might be true. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But I don't know. I don't take people's feelings for granted. I don't feel that I have the right to hurt people to get what I want. And if that is seen as wimpy or not having self-esteem or not believing that I deserve to be happy, I don't know. Life is hard. I told my friend who this poem is about, I told my friend to watch The Bridges of Madison County, and especially that one scene toward the very end where they're in the vehicles and the woman wants so badly to go off with this man who's been her lover, but she can't quite bring herself to shatter her family's world to do what she impulsively wants to do. And that's what's really hard. And I really think that scene is awful, because it's the kind of scene where the viewer so wants her to go off with this man. She wants to go with him and have adventures and love and sex and romance. But at the same time, it's completely understandable that she is this upstanding person who doesn't want to destroy the family unit she's been building, and she doesn't want to shatter her children's lives, and she doesn't want to hurt the man who's been with her for decades. And so what should she do? And so I think it's really wrong to think that somebody just doesn't believe in love or doesn't want to be loved or isn't adventurous or is lacking faith or is unfaithful or blah, 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 just because they're not willing to leave wreckage in their wake. So I don't know. I'm counting on fate to clear me a path. If I am meant to go in the direction that some of my fantasies are trying to lead me, I am going to have to just expect life to clear the way, fate to clear the way. I will do the work when I see that there is a path, but I do not want to leave casualties, and I do not want to be a casualty myself. I do not want to run toward something that might not be healthy. I don't want to disappoint someone, and I do not want to I don't know. I don't want to be in a situation where I'm with someone who might be disappointed with me, or in a situation where I've negated everything I've built up over the last decade because I was being swept away by fantasy. I don't know. Anyway, so that's what that poem is about. That poem is about what happens if you meet someone, you feel very strongly a connection, you rekindle your connection, you're caught up in your connection, you're enjoying your connection, but then you're at a crossroad in your life, and it's difficult. All right, so my last drop of chai with brandy. Not brandy, rum. Oh my God, I don't even know what I'm drinking. I've never had brandy in my life. I'm not drunk, I'm just tired. Okay, there you go. Have a good weekend. Or good Monday tomorrow. The weekend's almost over.